Hello and welcome. So we're going to be continuing from where we stopped. We're going to be adding a Mongo DB database to our application. Now, with Docker Compose, even without installing Mongo DB to our system, we can still run a Docker image of a Mongo DB that can enable us connect a Mongo DB database. The same thing with every other database like MySQL or Postgres. All of them, they have their various Docker images. So we're going to first of all connect a MongoDB the way we should have connected. Say we installed it on our system locally, or we're using a URL or a string from MongoDB Atlas. So we're going to test it out and also test out if we are to be connecting from a Docker instance of MongoDB. Okay. So we are working with the Q&A file. So let's quickly get to the SRC and the index file. Okay. So let me quickly make sure I'm in the Q&A directory. So I'm gonna do cd ... So I'm back in the microservices. I'm gonna do cd Q&A to get into the Q&A. So I'm not in the Q&A folder or directory. So inside here, you can see in the Q&A we have the package.json, so I should be able to use npm and install any package that I want. And in order for me to have a perfect connection with the MongoDB, I'm going to install what we call mongoose, which is going to enable me to do this. So I'm going to say npm node package manager, please help me and install mongoose. Okay, so with mongoose I should be able to connect to MongoDB database. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a while for this to install. Then after that I can continue writing the codes. Okay, so if I now open my package.json, after express I should be seeing mongoose here as one of the dependencies. So all these installations are like codes that some other person have written that enables us to do something. So they are packaged in as npm packages. So once you do npm install the name of the package, you see it under dependency here. So we already installed Express because that's what we're using to spin up our database. Okay, so you can see mongoose is now here because the installation is fully done. So if I go back now to my index.js, I should be able to write in the code that will do the MongoDB connection, and that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so I'm going to come under this Express. I'm going to simply say const, and I bring in my mongoose. So mongoose is equal to require mongoose. So that is how you bring in a package that you've installed. So similar to what I did here, const express equals to require express, const mongoose equals to required mongoose. So with that, we are now having mongoose in order for us to use it to connect our database. Okay, so once I've done that, I can simply come here and say const, then capital letter I can say database. So this is going to be my database URL. Okay, wow. So I think I already have what I want. So database URL is going to be mongodb/local 2707/Q&A. Q&A is the name of the database. Okay, so this is for local connection of MongoDB. So if you're not using local connection, you have to write the URL that you're going to copy from the MongoDB Atlas. If you're using mongoose, you're going to be writing Mongo here for the if you're using Docker. So I'm going to show you how to use Docker, but this is how you would have done it if you're connecting with local MongoDB that you've installed to your system. Okay, so once I'm able to do this, I can simply come here now and do my connection. So in order to do connection, I can say mongoose. Sorry, it has to be in small letter. So I can say mongoose. So dot connect. So that's how you connect. Say mongoose.connect. Then inside brackets, you're going to write the database URL. So you can see it's already written for me there. So I write the database URL. Then I can also take up the optional error checking codes. So I can have use I can start with use URL parser. I think that would be the best one to start with. So use URL, let me see, use new URL parser. So I can set that to true, and also use invite topology. I can set that to true. Okay, so once I'm done with that, the next other two things will be dot then if it was successful. So if it's successful, I have my dot then, which is also going to have so if it's successful, I should be able to take a callback, and once it take a callback, I should be able to console.log connected to DB. Okay, so you can see it's already there for me. Then what if it was a failure? I can do dot catch in case of a failure. So I can do dot catch in case of a failure, and in that case I can give out error, and for the error I'm going to simply come down and console.log console.log an error message. So error connecting to database. I think that should be a better message to write. So once I save, I can now close out this curly bracket and close it all out to save. So if I save, I should be able to arrange this. So let me get this dot then to the next line, and this dot catch to the next line, so that I will not be making any mistake. Okay, console.log this. I should close this and this here. Then I save. Okay, so you can see it's well arranged now. So apart from new URL parser, setting it to true, and this one to true, I can also set okay, so I think this is okay for now. So if I save this now and I go to run inside Q&A, and I run npm start, okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so you can see connected to database. So it's already connected to database because I already have a local version of MongoDB. Okay, so in the subsequent class, I'm going to be using Docker Compose to connect to a Docker instance of MongoDB using a MongoDB image, and you will also see that it's still going to work. So this is working. We are having connected to database because I have local installation of MongoDB. So we're going to test out if we don't have that. So you can see that I'm both having listening on port 801, which is what is happening here. So the server is working, and I'm also having connected to database, which is what is happening here. So if you change this to exclamation marks and save. So if I come back here and I do Ctrl+C to go out and I run the server again, so you're going to see connected to database with 3 exclamation marks. Okay, so you can see it here. So it's connecting both to the MongoDB database, and at the same time the server is running. So we're going to use Docker Compose to run this and see the way it works. Okay, so please, if you like this, please hit the subscribe button. Always like and share my videos. If you have any questions or concerns, please drop them in the comment section. Thank you. God bless.